This is Dr. Esmer Flores with a new series on the Dr. S Show. It's good to be back. We're living in very trying times right now in America, especially for parents. And that's what I want to talk about today. Our parents, their involvement and their importance of them being involved in their child's education, in their child's upbringing. So I would like to throw up some ideas to challenge the parents to feel like they do have a say so in their child's life. Many times the way our country is so upside down, what happened with the pandemic, and things were kind of turned around and we didn't even know what was right, what was wrong, who was doing it, how did that cause come about. The thing is that it left the country a little bit unsure that things like that would not happen again. It was very trying days for a lot of people, especially our parents, who had to take their kids out of the school systems. And a lot of that was done where they were homeschooling, and like the education systems didn't have the say so. Schools were closed, and it was very uncertain times, very unsure times that happened throughout the pandemic. And even after the pandemic, it's like all of a sudden it left everybody like, what happened? Where did it come from? Where do we go from here? What are we going to do? What about the finances? What about the education system? And there's a lot of uncertainty out there in this country, in this state, in this county right now. Like, we're having to develop new ways that work for our families and our children, like what still works, what's still good, and what do we need to do in our future. One of the main important things that has always helped families, strong families and children and parents, is the education system and the involvement of parents involved in the education system. And so that's what I want to challenge the parents today. Soy la doctora Flores y estoy aquí para hablar de envolvimiento de padres. Es tan importante que el padre se envuelva en la educación de sus niños. Y yo quiero hacer este programa, esta serie, para poder ofrecer ideas, apoyo, para poder que los padres se sienten más seguros de la educación y la vida de sus hijos. In other words, it's like, how are the parents going to be able to be involved in their kids' education now that everything has been toppled upside down? We're trying to decide what's right, what's wrong, how to make a difference, who's right, who's wrong. And at the same time, what's happening to the school systems? What's happening to our children? What's happening to our families? Everything has been challenged. It's not like it used to be before. We still need to go back to why our forefathers came to this country in the first place. We need to come back to the good work ethics, that if we work hard, we will be having a reward for our hard work. That if we get educated and that knowledge is power, we need to go back to having knowledge, the right knowledge to instruct our families. Our families need to be supported. They need to go back to the family and develop their own ideas of what they want their child to be in the next couple of years. What kinds of incomes do they want? What kinds of salaries? What kinds of homes? What kinds of neighborhoods do they want their families and their children to be involved in? And this program, I have tried to think of some ideas and develop a program that will challenge parents, that will enable parents, that will empower parents to be able to get back the rights lawfully them as the parent, as a mother, as a father, as an extended family. You know, there's this saying that I grew up with that says, you know, it takes a village to raise a child. I want you to think about that. I want you to meditate on that thought. It takes a village to raise a child. I think back of my own childhood and my own upbringing and child rearing. How did that come to pass? How did those words give me a certain sense of certainty, a certain sense of empowerment that I could do it, and that I was going to have to be accountable to people? I was just not going to go do whatever my fancy foot and mind thought that it should be. No, we still need to protect the family unit. We still need to protect our children. And we need to be the leaders that are very important in our home, because that's where it starts. We send them to the school systems. We need to be in school board meetings. We need to visit our students, our child's classrooms, schools. We need to see what's going on and not leave it to the school system to raise our children. We need to be involved. We need to be involved. And that's why I have decided to coin this new series of the Dr. S Show in parenting and parental involvement. So I'm hoping that there's some nuggets that I will be able to share to empower you parents, to help you, to empower, to find help, to help our kids, our children, our families, so that they can make a difference in this such uncertainty world that we live in now, where they're calling right wrong and wrong right. What is right? What is wrong? What's the best for our families? What can we do as a parent? We need to go back to why we started this country. Why was this country founded? It came from England. It came here looking for opportunities for a better life. And we need to go back to our roots as to why this country was founded, and the great people that founded this country, and some of the great things that they did. We're talking about laws. We're talking about different moral standards that worked then, and they need to work now. We need to go back to what worked. We need to empower our families. We need to empower our school systems, but we need to be involved. If there's rules and there's laws that are not for the benefit of a family unit, we'll need to get involved and make a difference so that we can instill our core values of working hard, of having an education, of building. We need to build our families. We need to build this country again. A lot of things have broken down, and we're upside down sometimes, calling right wrong and wrong right. We need to go back to our core values. What do we want to see in this country? Sorry, Joy, I need to drink water. Am I okay? Hold on. Excuse me. We need to go back as to why this country was founded. We need to go back to that. Do you know that it took 3 days of prayer and fasting for the Constitution to be ratified, so that we could live by that? And that's what we live by. And so we need to go back to what worked, why were we founded, and to still look at what's right and what's wrong for our families.